Morals and Dogma, Chapter 1, Apprentice, the 12-inch rule and the common gavel. Force, unregulated or ill-regulated, is not only wasted, it is destruction and ruin. The blind force of the people is a force that must be economized and managed, regulated by intellect. Thought is a force. Two great motors are truth and love. When all these forces are combined and guided by the intellect and regulated by the rule of right and justice, the great revolution prepared for by the ages will begin to march. The power of the deity himself is in equilibrium with his wisdom. Hence, the only results are harmony. To strive, to brave all risks, to persevere, to be true to oneself, to grapple body to body with destiny, to surprise defeat by the little terror it inspires. Even the ignorance and misery of people may be employed. The lowly sand we trample upon, cast into the furnace, melted, purified by fire, may become resplendent crystal. They have the brute force of the hammer, but their blows help on the great cause when struck within the lines traced by the rule held by wisdom and discretion. Might in an army wielded by tyranny is the enormous sum total of utter weakness. The sight of a single dungeon of tyranny is worth more to dispel illusions and create a holy hatred of despotism and to direct force aright than the most eloquent volumes. The force of the people must be limited, restrained, conveyed by distribution into different channels and by roundabout courses to outlets, as the wise old Egyptian kings conveyed in different canals the swelling waters of the Nile and compelled them to fertilize and not devastate the land. The force of the people, or the popular will, is symbolized by the gavel, regulated and guided by and acting within the limits of law and order, symbolized by the 24-inch rule, has for its fruit liberty, equality, and fraternity. The cube became the symbol of perfection, and the three invisible faces are liberty, equality, and fraternity. The unknown is an ocean of which conscience is the compass. Thought, meditation, prayer are the great mysterious pointings of the needle. It is a spiritual magnetism that thus connects the human soul with the deity. These majestic irradiations of the soul pierce through the shadow toward the light. Our free agency and our will are forces. Will is a force. Thought is a force. Prayer is a force. Prayer, like faith and love, has its effects. The effects of a pebble thrown into the ocean never cease, and every uttered word is registered for eternity upon the invisible air. To study and seek to interpret correctly the symbols of the universe is the work of the sage and philosopher. It is to decipher the writing of God and penetrate into his thoughts. Wisdom, force or strength, and beauty. Ye are the temple of God, and the Spirit of God dwelleth in you. The wisdom and power of the deity are in equilibrium. God's laws are not right just because they are his laws, but they are his laws because they are right. From the equilibrium of infinite wisdom and infinite force results perfect harmony. Harmony is the result of equilibrium, of the sympathy and opposite action of contraries, a single wisdom above them holding the beam of the scales. To reconcile free will with the absolute power of God, and the existence of evil with his absolute wisdom and goodness and mercy, these are the great enigmas of the Sphinx. To return to its source in the infinite, the human soul, the ancients held, had to ascend through 7 spheres. In the Mithraic ceremonies, the candidate went through 7 stages of initiation, passing through many fearful trials. The square is an emblem of what concerns the earth and the body, and the compass of what concerns the heavens and the soul. Woe to the people which, seeking the material only, forgets that it has a soul, making labor found public power upon private misery. The sun is the ancient symbol of the life-giving and generative power of the deity. The moon was the symbol of the passive capacity of nature to produce, the female, of which the life-giving power and energy was the male. Our northern ancestors worshipped this triune deity: Odin, the Almighty Father; Freya, his wife, emblem of universal matter; and Thor, his son, the mediator. The sun and moon represent the 2 grand principles of all generations, the active and passive, the male and female. Temperance, fortitude, prudence, justice, serene skies and fertile seasons after the storms of change and tumult. The blazing star is an emblem of prudence. The word prudentia means foresight, and the blazing star has been regarded as an emblem of omniscience, or the all-seeing eye, which to the Egyptian initiates was the emblem of Osiris the creator. The square inculcates morality, the level equality, the plumb rectitude of conduct. Picture a point within a circle. The point represents an individual. The circle is the boundary line of his conduct, beyond which he is never to suffer his prejudices or passions to betray him. The justice and mercy of God are in equilibrium, and the result is harmony. Thou shalt adore, revere, and love God. Thy religion shall be to do good, because it is a pleasure to thee. Thy soul is immortal. Do nothing to degrade it. Unceasingly war against vice. Thou shalt not do unto others that which thou wouldest not wish them to do unto thee. Honor thy parents. Pay respect and homage to the aged. Instruct the young. Protect and defend infancy and innocence. Cherish thy wife and children. In everything refrain from excess. Allow no passions to become thy master. Hear much. Speak little. Act well. Forget injuries. Render good for evil. Thou shalt not misuse thy strength or superiority. Study. Ever seek virtue. Be just. Avoid idleness. Love one another. He that saith he is in the light, yet hateth his brother, remaineth still in the darkness. Assist in elevating the moral and intellectual level of society, bringing ideas into circulation and causing the mind of youth to grow. To this duty and work the initiate is apprenticed. Many great deeds are done in the small struggles of life. There is a determined, though unseen bravery which defends itself against the fatal invasion of necessity and baseness. There are noble and mysterious triumphs which no eye sees, which no renown rewards, which no flourish of trumpets salutes. Life, misfortune, isolation, abandonment, poverty are battlefields which have their heroes. Heroes obscure, but sometimes greater than those who become illustrious. It is more difficult to keep than to gain freedom. Have faith in the justice and overruling wisdom of God, and hope for the future, and have loving kindness for those who are in error. We see so short a way along the arc of the great circle. The most incorrect translations often being the most accepted and popular. We never know at what moment success awaits our efforts. Do not bow to error or succumb under discouragement. Brotherly love, relief, and truth. Relieve the distressed. Be true and seek to find and learn the truth. Temperance, fortitude, prudence and justice, sagacity, forethought, foresight, circumspection. Be bold, brave, courageous, patient under reverses, undismayed by disasters, hopeful amid calamities. Be just and upright.